Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radhe Kante Namoste. It's a beautiful shlokam. It shows how close the gopikās were to Krishna. In that sense, Andal has been saying this Thiruppāvai. Today we are on the 15th day. We are halfway through. You guys are almost done hearing from me. So today, Andal wakes up the last of the gopikās. As we've seen, for the past 10 days, Andal has been waking up 10 different gopis. Margari, Vayum, Ongu, Ari, Mayan. These are the first 5 pasarams. I already gave a summary of the first 5 pasarams on the 6th day itself. However, seeing to the fact that we've just seen 10 gopis and today is the last gopi. Also, today is the very auspicious day of Sri Vaikunṭha Ekadasi. A lot of you are here today. I thought I will go through and give the summary of all the 10 gopis, and then we will cover today's gopi, who's kind of an interesting gopi. So first, we already saw Margai, Vayum, Ongu, Ari, Mayan. We have to see Pullu, Kisu, Kirvanam, Tumani, Notru, Katru, Kanaktu, Pul, Ungal, and then today we will see Ellē. So first, I will go by the princess names, as you guys will probably remember that, as opposed to me counting off the names of the pasarams. So I will go off with the princess names. First, Andal woke up Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty was the person that did not know it was the time to go for Krishna Anubhavam. Many of us don't realize that Krishna Anubhavam is a thing that we are to enjoy the qualities of the Lord, that the Lord is protecting us. So hence, Andal first showed the person that is not aware of the God at all. And so she went and woke up the person that did not know, oh, Krishna Anubhavam is a thing, it is time to go do that. So she first woke up that girl. Next, Andal woke up Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell is known to be the selfish girl. She thought that she can have Krishna Anubhavam for herself. She did not want to share that Krishna Anubhavam with anybody else. That is what Andal says we definitely should not do. When we have something good for us, we should always give it to the person next to me as well. We're supposed to, if I am able to sit here, she just should also be able to sit here. It is always important to share whatever good things we have with us. So that is the second pasaram. The third pasaram, Andal wakes up Cinderella. Cinderella is also a person that is interested in Gunanubhava, but however, she is very late. And further, there are other obstacles stopping her from going. So Andal ensures we do not leave a single person behind. Even if we are late, it is okay. We do not leave a single person behind. Either way, we are all operating on IST only. So it's okay if we're a little bit late. Let's make sure we take everybody with us, is what Andal says in this pasaram where she wakes up Cinderella. Next, Andal wakes up Jasmine. Jasmine is the girl that is fully engrossed in her riches. You see that Jasmine was born in the kingdom to the Sultan. She was a person that was very rich, but she did not realize that those riches were given to her by Perumal himself. Perumal was the one that gave those riches. If she has any riches, it is the product of Bhagavan. It is not that she earned her own riches. If he wants it, he can take it away within a second. If he wants to give, he can make us. He made Sudama into a huge king, into a crorepati. Within seconds, he can make a rich person into a beggar. He can do either of the two. And so that is what you see in the Jasmine. She thought that the riches were everything. Andal shows that the true Nidhi is Sri Nidhi, is Devarajan, the Lord of Kanchi Varadarajan Perumal. That is what Andal showed in that pasaram. Next, Andal showed Elsa. Elsa is an older woman who thinks that by her own efforts she can achieve the Lord. Most people think that, oh, by doing some puja I can achieve something. I want to share a story that my Acharyan once shared with me. Sri Ellē Bhuvaraha Swami of Arvar Tirunagari. During his Kalakshepam, he mentioned this one story. I thought it would be very fitting to mention it here. There was once a person that wanted a kid. He wanted a son and he wanted a child. He did not have any children. And so hence, he was waiting. He was under the opinion that the Lord will provide. So he didn't want to go pray unnecessarily and ask to do some puja or anything for getting the Lord's grace. So he waited and he waited. He thought the Lord will give, but he really wanted a son. Then he started praying. He was like, this isn't going to work out. So he started praying to the Lord, I want a son. Still no son came. This man was really old. He had no children. He was getting older and older and older. It was beyond the time he can even have children. So what he did was, somebody came and told him, if you do this one puja, you will go to this one stalam, you do this puja, you will get a son. He did it. Immediately, within the 10 months, he had a son. It worked. The puja worked. For what he waited for years, decades he waited for a son. He never got a son. But by doing this puja, he suddenly got a son. What happened? That son turned 18, he put the father in jail. The father ended up going to this son, did not like the father, he put the father in jail itself. what do you see? That the Lord did not give him a son for a reason. The Perumal knows what is good for us, what is bad for us. Perumal knew that if he were to get a son, that son will put him in jail. So he did not give him a son. Instead, this person was not able to be patient. He thought that he knew for his own better, he can achieve whatever he wanted on his own efforts. And so he went and did this puja, and what happened? That son put him in jail. So this is a great example to show that whatever it is, Perumal will take care. We should not think that by doing something we are going to get anything out of it. Anything that is to happen, he is going to give. There's another beautiful story in Thirumalai. I read this story yesterday. In 1979, there was a drought in Tirupati, in Tirumala Tirupati. There was a drought. There was no water. Even the daily, the Thiruvaradhanam and for the bhaktas coming, there was no water, even facilities for them. So then the archakas thought, okay, we'll do some sort of a homa, we'll do some sort of yaga for the rain to come. They decided and they set a date for the yagam. The next day, that night, after Ekanta Seva was over, after they closed the gates of the doors to the temple, they heard ringing sound inside the temple. They heard the ringing of the bells. And so they realized, how is this ringing inside? Nobody is coming outside. And so then afterwards, what happened was the next day itself, rain started coming. And so that goes to show that you do not have to do any sorts of puja or anything. The Lord showed that I know when to give you guys rain. I will give it on my own. You don't have to do some extra puja for that. We think that by doing something, we can get something. He will give. That's what is shown in this. Elsa is a person that thinks that she can achieve the Lord by her own efforts. By us doing something, we can get something. Andal shows no. He will do whatever he needs for us. Our duty is to just sit and watch him do whatever it is. Swapravritti nivritti is Sharanagati. Sharanagati is referred to the surrendering act. To realize surrendering is not an action. A lot of people think, oh, we have to do some sort of action to surrendering. No. Swapravritti nivritti. To realize that we are not doing swapravritti. Swapravritti means my own effort. By realizing that I should not do any effort, the effort is really his. Aham madrakshana balo, madrakshana palam tata. Whatever weight was on my shoulders, we think is on our shoulders, is not actually on our shoulders. It is on his shoulders. It's the realization that Andal shows in this posture. Swapravritti nivritti. Don't do anything. I'm not saying don't do anything. We go about with the service as I showed in Arimai Kanna. We serve the people around us, but don't do anything for our own riches or for our own satisfaction or because we think by this we can go to Vaikunta. Nothing of the such. He will give whatever it is. So that is what is shown in that posture. The next posture, Andal wakes up Bell. Bell is shown to be the person of Paratantriyam. Paratantriyam means the person that understands that the Lord is the one that is going to use us. We are like the tongs in the hands of the Lord. The tongs, when we use them, they do not realize that they're being used or not. This Veshti, similarly, it does not really, I use it. It has the Sheshatvam. It has the Adimai towards me. It helps me. It is in service of me. However, I'm the one that has to take care of it. If it gets dirty, I'm the one that has to clean it. If anything happens to it, I'm the one that has to take care of it. Similarly, that's the case here. Paratantriyam is what is shown in. Bharatan followed Paratantriyam. Lakshmana forced his way into the forest. Bharatan did exactly what Rama said and sat in Chitrakutam for 14 years and waited because that's what Rama did. So similarly, Paratantriyam is what is shown here. Paratantriyam means we wait, we let the Lord do whatever it is. We don't request that we want to serve him this way and that way. He will do whatever he wants with us. We will let that happen because he's only going to do out of kindness. He's always going to do out of love. So that is what is seen in the next posture. After that, Andal wakes up Rapunzel. Rapunzel is a person that thinks that her relatives realize about the Lord, but she does not know about the Lord. Here, we need to realize that people around us are always engaged in the Lord. If that is so, we should also engage with them and realize that, oh, that this exists. If somebody around us knows a lot of things, we should not think that, oh, how can I go learn from them or anything? We should not have that shame. Rather, we should go learn from them, even if they're younger. If there's somebody younger than us too, we can also learn from them. That is what is shown here. We should not feel the need that, oh, if there's somebody close to us, we should learn from them. We should learn about the Lord from them. Similarly, also in this posture, Manattik Kinyan was mentioned. I kind of gave an answer, but I was not satisfied with that answer that I gave. Why is he called Manattik Kinyan? And nobody also questioned. I wish you guys had questioned. But Manattik Kinyan, he refers to, in that posture, Andal refers to Rama. He destroys Lanka, and hence Manattik Kinyan. Manattik Kinyan means he's very good to my heart. I feel very good thinking about him. If somebody is thinking about war and destruction, how does it feel good to our heart? It doesn't make sense. To this, there's an answer in Ramayana itself. Maivanna narunkunji kural pintana magaram ser kurai irupadi iڵaṅkiḷiyē. Evanna venchilayē tunaya inge iruvarai vandar. En munne nindra kaivannam tavarai vai kamalam podum. Kanninai maravindam adiyumagade. Avvannattavar nilavai kandum thori avainam devanan ranjinome. This is a pasuram by Thiruppāvai. However, this is probably what Shurpanaka also said. Once Shurpanaka's nose was cut off, we all know the story, her nose was cut off. Then she went running to Ravana and she complained about it. When she was complaining, she started complaining, look at his beautiful hair. The person with beautiful hair, he cut my nose. He had beautiful eyes. His shoulders were so beautiful. Even at the point where she was bleeding, she was in pain. All she can think about was how beautiful that Lord was. Magaram ser kurai irupadi iڵaṅkiḷiyē evanna venchilayē tunaya inge iruvarai vandar. Those two, how beautiful were they? Inge iruvarai vandar. En munne nindrar. Wow, I got to see them. Kaivannam tamarai. Their hands were like the lotus. Kamalam podum. Their eyes were also like the kamalam. They were also like the lotus. Kanninaye maravindam adiyumagade. Their feet were also so beautiful. Avvannattavar nilavai kandum thori. I am in reality more than the pain that I have felt of cutting off my nose, the fact that I'm not able to see them anymore. That is the real pain, is what Shurpanaka would have probably said. This is what is seen in the Ramayana as well. So that is what Manattikiniyan means. Even if he does destruction, it is beautiful to see. We see that, and I gave given the example to a couple of people that asked questions to me. How do we see this in real life? We look at the fall colors. All of us love to drive to Asheville for the fall colors. We love the way it looks. So we realize the fall colors is actually the death of the plant. The leaves are dying, but we find that so beautiful. Similarly, there's so many things in life, there's so many things in nature that Embeleman manifests. All of them are beautiful in their own way, even when he's killing Langa, even when the plants are dying. So we should see everything with that beauty, that the Lord has that beauty. And so then Andal wakes up that person, Rapunzel in that posture. Next, Andal wakes up Snow White. This is a person, this shows that we should not be shy. We should interact with everybody equally. With this posture, I also realized I made a mistake. I gave the explanation for Polla Arakkane Killi Kalaindane. I completely forgot Pullinvai Kindane. Pullinvai Kindane refers to Bakasura Vadam. He destroys Bakasura, who was the person that the stork that came and tried to kill Krishna in Vrindavan. This also shows Virodhi Narasanan. Whatever Virodhi is that, he will destroy it. And then afterwards, Polla Arakkan is what is shown afterwards. Polla Arakkan refers to Ravana. Why is Arakkan is also, every Arakkan is Polla Davan. Why is this Arakkan specifically referred to as bad Rakshasa? Rakshasa itself equals to good. That's not true. Vibhishana was good Rakshasa. Vibhishana was Nalla Arakkan. Ravana was Polla Arakkan. That is what Andal shows here. And so hence, she says in this posture, we should remove all our shyness and interact with everybody. What does that mean? Nalla Arakkan. We should not see this person as a Rakshasa. We should not see this person as this race. They're of this caste. They're of this religion. We should not see that and interact with them. We should interact with everybody equally and bring them into our fold and think that, wow, let me tell you about Perumal. We should have that Perumal Anubhavam with anybody that is interested. We should not feel that shyness that, oh, this person is not of my status, or this person, we should not see that difference in that way. Because Rama did not see that difference. Andal did not see that difference because there was Nalla Arakkan. Vibhishana, despite being a Rakshasa, Rama considered him his own brother. And so that's what you see in that posture. Afterwards, then we saw Tiana yesterday. Andal wakes up Tiana. Tiana is the person that wanted to wake up the others. It's like me. I'm coming every day and thinking that I'm going to explain something. In reality, I'm coming back home and realizing, oh, these are corrections that I should make. I'm the one that is learning out of this experience. It is Tiana is a person that thought that she was going to wake up the others. In reality, she was the one that had to come and woken up by Andal. And so with that, you see 9 girls. And today we are going to cover Ellē, iڵaṅkiḷiyē. Ellē, iڵaṅkiḷiyē, enna murangudiyo. So today's posture, we see Ellē, iڵaṅkiḷiyē. This is a young girl. She is referred to as Kili. Kili means Mulekkadire Kurungudiyil Mugile. Muva Muvalagam Kananda Appal Mudalai Nilla Alakkaliya Arabure. Arangamme Andanare Andaratham Sindayane. Vilakkuriye Manadagatte Thiruttangadu. Vekkavil Thiruvāvai Pāsuram Valathadanal Payanpettren Varugavendru Madakkiliye. Kili, iڵaṅkiḷiyē, Madakkiliye, Kaigoopi Vananginale. What is a Kili? What is a parrot? Parrot is known for one thing very specially. It repeats whatever you say. Everything it knows is from what the person that told it to tell it is what it says. It does not say on its own. Whatever the person before them said, it will repeat that similarly. He also should repeat முன்னோர் வழிந்த மொழி தப்பாமல் கேட்டு பின்னோந்து தாமதனை சாதி தம் நெஞ்சில் தோற்றதை சொல்லி இது சுத்தோபதேச மாத்தது என்பர் மூக்கராவார். We should repeat what our acharyas say. We should not think of our own arthams and say, I may be at flaw here because I have sometimes brought some creativity. I don't think any of my acharyas have described the Disney princesses. However, the meanings are all the same. The meanings are exactly what we've heard from our acharyas, and we should always say what we've heard from there. How does the acharya know? How does it get to us? In reality, the person that is telling us and we are repeating after is the Lord himself. He is the one that is getting us to repeat anything that we say is from him. Anything that happens because of us, all we are doing is copying whatever he wants us to do. It's not just what we say. Every single one of our actions is controlled by him. Ellē, iḻaṅkiḷiyē. Your actions are controlled by the Lord. Oh, young girl, but you're still sleeping. You do not realize that it is time to join us in this Bhagavad Gunanabhava. So then she yells back, why are you yelling at me? So she yells back. I was asked a couple of days ago to me that Andal has a very friendly conversation with all of these girls. Usually if you try to go wake up a person, you'll get yelled at. And so this is the Pāsuram which Andal gets yelled at beautifully. Andal gets yelled at, and that is actually the core meaning of this Pāsuram as well. For that, I chose the Princess Merida from Brave. Merida is known to be a person that had a rough relationship with her mother. Her mother wanted her in the Disney movie Brave. Merida wanted to her mother wanted Merida to get married. It was about that time. Common story, right? She wanted to get her married. And Merida did not want her to get married. But unlike Jasmine, she did not find somebody else. Unlike a lot of these other stories, she instead argued with her mother. She did not like her mother. She got mad at her. She argued with her, and then what she does? She goes to some mantravadi. She goes to some person, that magician. That magician gives them a little sweet treat, and she comes. That sweet treat is supposed to convince the mother. She comes and gives her that mother. The mother eats it. She turns into a bat. That's what ends up happening. And so then afterwards, the whole rest of the story is how we can make my mother back into my mother. And at the end of the story, that finally only happens when Merida says sorry. And so that's what we're going to look at for the rest of the Pāsuram. How this girl also has a lot of argument with Andal. Andal's all of our mother. But in this case, Merida's mother is where she argues with. This girl is like Merida. That's who Andal wakes up in this part. I'm coming. Come on. Like, why are you yelling at me? We all know. So then from inside, Andal says, we all know you're yelling at me. You're saying that this girl is saying, oh, it's not time yet to wake up. You think that it's time to wake up. Why are you coming waking me up so early? To which this girl to Andal responds, we know how well you lie. You are so well at speaking. Usually we see lawyers are really good at speaking. My mother's a lawyer, but still I'm going to make this joke. Lawyers are very good at speaking. Why? Because they're good at twisting the truth and telling lies. That's what she's saying. We know how you twist the truth and you're telling, and you're like, this girl from inside, Andal is saying, we know how you're twisting the truth and you're saying that we have come too early, all that sorts of stuff. No, come outside. Don't say that. To which this girl inside says, you are the ones that are actually twisting the truth. She puts the blame right back. To which Andal realizes that he should not argue with this person. Is the terminology that is used here. Any apacharam is committed by me. I am the one that is sorry. To which I have a beautiful story from Thiruppāvai's life. This is probably one of my favorites, even though it is not shown in the commentary. It is one of my favorite stories that fits this explanation. Thiruppāvai, for some political reason, he had to. Ramanuja at that time was in danger. Thiruppāvai is a disciple of Ramanuja in Sri Rangam. At that time, because of some political situation, Ramanuja was being persecuted by the Chora king. And so then Ramanuja escapes. And Thiruppāvai pretends to be Ramanuja and goes to the court. Some arguments happen. And then because of that, the king, he gets mad at Thiruppāvai. He decides, okay, you are the... He gets really mad at him, and so instead of what would have happened to Ramanuja, thankfully Ramanuja escaped. He decides, okay, I'm going to take out your eyes is the punishment. Back in the day, kings, they had all sorts of crazy punishments. So he was like, I'm going to take out your eyes. And so that's what he decides to do. He decides to take out this Thiruppāvai's eyes. To which the person that did come with Thiruppāvai, he was very old, so they took out his eyes. Before that, Thiruppāvai took out his own eyes. I will not let you take out my eyes. I'm going to take out my own eyes. because these eyes have seen Rangamanna. You are such a papi, I will not let you touch my eyes. And so that's what he does. And so Kurataivan loses his eyes. That's the more thing of the story. Kurataivan loses his eyes. Eventually, all this political drama goes away. And so Ramanuja comes back from wherever he's escaped, Melkote. And so then Kurataivan and Ramanuja meet again. To which, at that time, Ramanuja feels so bad. If you send somebody else and they end up losing their eyes, you'll feel pretty bad. The lies should have been, Ramanuja should have been the one that lost their eyes. Instead, this person lost their eyes. So he felt really bad. He was like, oh, okay, I do this a lot of times. So, my brother, he's very, we are both, my dad is mad or somebody, my parents are mad. So instead I send my brother down. He's the one that gets yelled at instead of me. I'm the one that should have gotten yelled at, but I get him yelled at instead. So Ramanuja feels really bad that, oh no, Kurataivan lost his eyes. I should have been the one that lost his eyes. To which Ramanuja says, what? Why has this happened to you, Kurataivan? To which Kurataivan responds, I would have definitely committed a mistake. That's why this has happened to me. Usually in the Hindu philosophy, we will believe in this concept of karma theory. Karma theory means that you do something wrong and so something wrong comes to you. So Kurataivan mentions this. In that sense, what Kurataivan says is, maybe I would have seen some Sri Vaishnava Thiruman and would have thought it as a little bit off. It is maybe a little bit crooked. The Sri Vaishnava Thiruman, it is maybe a little bit crooked is what Kurataivan thought. So hence I lost my eyes. To what Kurataivan said. Kurataivan is a person that would have never thought any bad thing about any other person. Kurataivan would have never seen a flaw in anybody else. However, he puts that flaw upon himself. He says that if there is any mistake, it is my mistake. I'm probably the one that had committed a mistake. I don't want to put the blame on other people. It is not the king's fault. And thereby you also see Kurataivan composes Devaraja Devarajastamam Srinidhimaparamatti Attitatta Paridana Dikshitam Sarvabhuta Sukatam Dayanidhim Devarajamati Rajamashaya. He composes this, and at that time it is he is supposed to ask for his eyes back. Kurataivan does not ask for his eyes. Rather, he asks that the Chora king that removed my eyes and the person that took me there, they should not go to hell. I pray to you, O Lord, that they should not go to hell. So that is how much Kurataivan, even though the mistake was on the other person, he did not see the mistake on the other person. Similarly, this Pāsuram shows the greatness of Ellē as well. Ellē had the exact same thing happen in his lifetime. Ellē was another Acharya in the Sri Vaishnava tradition. Ellē, at that time, somebody yells at him, somebody blames him, they hit him, all that sorts of stuff. They go back to their house. Ellē also goes back to his house. At that time, the person who hit Ellē and treated Ellē badly, their wife tells them, why have you done this? This is not very good. You've done this out of jealousy. You should go apologize to Ellē tomorrow morning. To which he realizes, yeah, I should not have been mean to this person. I should not have done this. I will go apologize tomorrow. He wakes up in the morning. He's ready to go apologize. He opens up the doors. Ellē is falling at his feet on the spot. He opens up his doors. Ellē is there at his feet. To which this Kandare Thorapar asks, why Ellē? Why have you fallen at my feet? To Ellē says, you are such a great person. If you had yelled at me, if you had treated me badly, it's because I probably committed some mistake. Ellē committed no mistake. However, Ellē puts the blame upon himself, because that we should not see the flaw in other people. We should always see that we are the ones that we should not put blame on. It's very easy to say that, oh, it's because of the other person that this happened. It's very easy. We always do this. However, we should think back, we should reflect, and we should realize that every single action is of the Lord. So how can the other person be flawed? If there is any mistake, it is upon us, is what we should think. We should not see the blame. We should not see faults in others. This girl, Merida, she saw faults here, but Andal realizes, here it says, you do not see faults anymore. And so what happens after? What else are you doing now? What else are you doing? Come outside. To which the question in the Vyakyana of Swami Ariyamanala Perumal Nayana, there's actually a beautiful statement. I want to read out that statement and then give the explanation, if that is okay. Adavadu Madhyama Padamum Moondram Padamum. It's just a very simple Madhyama Padamum Moondram Padamum. We'll think, what is the middle? Madhyama Padam means the middle Padam, the middle word. Moondram Padam means the third word. That is what the Vakyam is. I saw this on the internet, and I went back in the Vyakyanam. The person on the internet had put a question posing, what is this Madhyama Padam, Moondram Padam? They did not know what it is. So I went back to the commentary. It was very clear what the Madhyama Padam, Moondram Padam is. Madhyama Padam, it refers to the Narayana Nama. Om Namo Narayanaya. Usually this is kept in secret. However, my Acharyan feels that we should tell everybody these things. So I'm also going to go ahead and tell all the meanings out without keeping anything secret. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om refers to, we all know. Namaha refers to not for me, for others. So, and then Narayana refers to for Narayana. For Narayana is clear. Not for me, for others. How do you, Namaha means not for me. Then how do you know that you are truly owned by somebody? We all know that we are owned by the Lord, or the Lord is the one that owns us. We know that we are truly owned by Him. Narayana shows that we are Narayanaya, we are in service of Him. That's what that word means. However, the word before that, Namaha, what does that mean? Why is that added there extra? The question is asked. And so in Mumukshupadi, there's an answer to that. Why are we saying that Namaha? Namaha refers to bhāva Sheshatvam, which basically means we are not in service of just the Lord, but service of each and every single molecule that is in the creation of the Lord, that is in the creation by the Lord. That is what we are truly in the service. How do we know that? How do we get to that? If I were to own a house and I were to try to, how can we be sure that I were to own the house? When I'm selling it, if I have the deed and I'm able to give the deed to another person, that's when you truly know that it is owned by one person. If I'm trying to sell the house to another person and I'm not able to sell it, that means I was never really the true owner. If I'm able to give it to somebody else, then it knows that, oh, okay, I'm the owner. If something else, I can't take this vigraha, or I can't take something from this temple and go give it to somebody else because it is not of my ownership. However, I can take this veshti and give it to anybody because it is of my ownership. And so then, if we are truly of the Lord, we are owned by the Lord, that means He can give us to anybody, and He has given us. He has given us to each and every single molecule which we should serve. I keep bringing up that we should not do anything. That is what I said in Note to Chuvakam, the Elsa story, that Pāsuram. What should we do then? We should be in the service of the Lord. So this girl is asking them, are you doing anything else? You're not sitting there and serving. So come out. There's more important things that you should. You should come and serve the Lord in these ways. So this girl asks, okay, I'll come. But has everybody else come? That's the standard question, right? When you don't want to wake up early, you ask, has everybody else gotten ready? And then once everybody else has gotten ready, then you slowly get up and go brush your teeth. That's what you do, right? And so she asks, has everybody else come? Andal says, come on, come outside and you can count. 5 lakh people have come, 5 lakh gopikās, all of them have come. You are the last girl left. So come out. Come on, come count. Okay, so then Andal says, Vallani, Kondani, Vallani. The Kovalaya Pita. This refers to the elephant that Kamsa had kept outside of Mathura when Krishna was coming. Kamsa had a plan. It would look bad if he set up a situation which Krishna died. And so he thought, okay, because I'm the mother's, I'm technically his uncle, so it would look bad if I were to kill him. So I will set up an elephant outside. The elephant will kill Krishna, and then afterwards I will come and cry and pretend that, oh, it's so sad that Krishna died. Krishna killed that elephant, we all know. Kovalayapitam, Vallani, Kondane, Machare, Macharika Vallani. What does he do? Machare, Macharika Vallani, any sorts of virodhi, any sorts of enmity, any sorts of obstacle in our way. Why does Andal refers to this Vallani, Kondane here? Any sort of obstacle in our way. All of these 10 obstacles we saw of these 10 gopis. These 10 gopis, in reality, they represent 10 obstacles is what my Acharya has shown. These 10 obstacles, these 10 distinct princesses, each that has an obstacle, if any of those obstacles exist, who is to destroy them? Vallani, Kondane, Machare, Macharika Vallani. That Mayan, that Vishnu, he can do anything. Mayan refers to he who can do Akatekara Ratana Samartyam, he who can do things that are beyond imaginable. It is beyond imaginable to clean our minds. It's beyond imaginable to clean our hearts. But he will easily do that. We do not have to put effort into doing that. If we tried, we could not do it. Example is, if I were to say that every day I'm going to start waking up at 6 a.m., not happening. However, the Lord decided that every day I should say Thiruppāvai. So sadly, I'm waking up every day at 6 a.m. If he decides that it should happen, of course it will happen. That is what Mayan refers to. He can do things that are impossible. And so that any sort of dirt in our heart, any sort of virodhi, he will remove, is what Andal shows in these 10 Pāsurams. Mayane Pada. Let us talk about these virodhi narasanam, how he will destroy all the virodhi, how he will destroy all the bad things in our heart which is what these 10 things are. I refer to Praptyasya Brahmano Rupam, Praptyaschu Pratyagatmana, Praptyupayam, Palam Prapte, Tata Prapti Virodhicha. I think I referred to this on the second, in the first 5 days. The Praptyasya Brahmano Rupam. We have to know these 5 things. This is called Atta Panchakam. Praptyasya Brahmano Rupam, who is God? Praptyaschu Pratyagatmana, who is the Atma? We are the servant of Vishnu. We learned that God is Vishnu. We are the servant of that Vishnu. We are a servant of Perumal. Praptyasya Brahmano Rupam, Praptyaschu Pratyagatmana. Praptyupayam, how are we going to reach him or anything else? How are we going to achieve it? Through him. Upaya, Upayam are both him. He is the way, he is the goal as well. That is what is shown in the Praptyupayam. He is the one that is going to help us achieve that. Palam Praptehe, realizing what is the pala, what is the goal, what are we going to achieve out of it? Realizing that he is the one that is always continuously protecting us. And that protection, we'll be happy in the thought process that he is the one that is protecting us and thinking about how he is doing that. It is so beautiful to think. My Manathikiniyan, it is so beautiful to think about every single one of his actions. That is the palan, to be the beneficiary and to also think about it, think about the beauty of it. Praptasya Brahmano Rupam, Praptasya Pratyagatmana, Praptyupayam, Phalam Praptehe. What is left over? Whatever is in the way between us and the goal, whatever is in the way, that virodhi, that obstacle, he will remove that as well. We've looked at 10 different obstacles in these 10 days, and he will remove every single last one of them. So with this, Andal concludes waking up the last girl. Ellē, iḻaṅkiḷiyē, நம்முடைய நந்தனின் போதருகின்றேன் வல்லையம் கட்டளைகள் வந்தேவன் வாழிடும் வந்தீர்கள் நீங்களே நானேதான் வாழிட கொல்லை போதார் உலகின்ற வேருடே எல்லாரும் போந்தார் உந்தன்னை கொள் வல்லானை கொண்டானை மாற்றாரை மாற்றிக்க வல்லானை மாயனை மாயனை. I've been giving themes for all of the pasurams. First 5 days we saw the themes. Next 10 days we saw that the themes were the Disney princesses. So now what is the next set? Because Andal, now that she has finished waking up all the gopis, where does she go now? She goes to Nandagopan's house, she goes to Krishna's house, and she's ready to wake him up. So what does that look like? Thanks to my friend, my close friend, Shriman Shriuve Kidami Nandagopan Swami. He had helped me yesterday. I was in the airport. He had helped me decide what the topics are going to be, and we decided that chess is going to be a very, very nice way to explain these next 5 pasurams. So we are going to be, Andal is going to be playing the game of chess. So the next pasturam is pawns. The pasturam after that, she looks at the bishops. The pasturam after that, she looks at the queen. After that, the king, and then finally the rooks and knights. And so that is what the next 5 days are, and then we will look at what themes are after that.
Yeah, very beautifully, we are talking about Ellē, iḻaṅkiḷiyē. So, kili means parrot.